Welcome everyone to another video from the Secrets of the Jedi canon book. For those unfamiliar with this video series, here I break down an excerpt from the Secrets of the Jedi canon book that came out a few years ago, which is basically written from Luke Skywalker's point of view, like a diary where he wrote about almost everything, whether it be the different Jedi of the Republic or galactic events from before he was born. And once I finish the series, there are 2 more books that focus on the Sith and bounty hunters that I'll get into next, so make sure to subscribe if that interests you at all. Let's get into it. Here's everything Luke learned about the dark side. Just as the Jedi drew on the power of the light, the dark side of the Force has had many practitioners, all of them fueled by hate, anger, and fear, and each willing to do whatever it takes to claim power for themselves. We must be mindful, however, that even the most noble of us can stray onto the dark path if we let our emotions cloud our journey. While Darth Vader was known throughout the galaxy as one of the most feared agents of the dark side, there are many others who have harnessed its might with devastating results. The most fearsome of the dark side's acolytes, the Sith, have been trying to snuff out the light for thousands of years. It was an early Sith Lord, Darth Bane, who decided there should only be 2 Sith Lords at any time. The so-called Rule of 2 was built on betrayal and a particularly vicious cycle. In the Sith hierarchy, a master of the dark side of the Force trained an apprentice, fully aware that their pupil would one day seek to kill them and usurp their power and position. The Sith have not risen again since the fall of the Empire, but history proves that they could return when we least expect it. Even though this passage doesn't provide any new information about the dark side or the Sith, it's relatively basic knowledge which makes sense for someone like Luke who did most of his digging after their fall. But reading it did leave me pondering the return of the Sith. He talks about how the Sith haven't risen since the fall of the Empire, and this book released a month before The Rise of Skywalker premiered and Palpatine rose again, and we know that Kylo Ren and Snoke were never really considered Sith but more dark side agents, but I've never really stopped to consider why that is. Before The Rise of Skywalker, it allowed the prophecy to hold true, saying that Anakin would defeat the Sith and bring balance to the Force. But now that we know Palpatine returned as Sith Emperor, wouldn't that make it possible for at least Kylo to be called a Sith? Or does it not qualify since he never had a Sith Master? In that case, what would it take for the cycle to restart? Will we get to the point, many years after The Rise of Skywalker and the upcoming New Jedi Order film, where a dark-side warrior just starts calling himself a Sith, takes an apprentice, and that's it? Let me know what you think of this excerpt in the comments below. Remember to like the video, and subscribe for more videos breaking down the book, and remember to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you all for watching, and remember, the Force will be with you. Always.